no wrong answer. Feel free to answer whatever is right. Because you answer right or wrong, there is nothing right or wrong. You're not going to get marks or you're not going to get extra grades by the teachers if you answer right. Am I clear? So, Army ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ? Have you heard of Indian Army?
Yes, sir.
What is Indian Army?
It guards India.
Tell me.
It guards India from our enemy countries.
Very good. What is Indian Air Force?
It guards India from air.
Correct. Correct. So what is Indian Navy?
It guards India from water.
Very correct. So I will cover in a duration of about 1 hour. What is Indian Navy? What are the opportunities that Indian Navy offers? And me being from this school, this is my alma mater. It's a great pride for myself to be in front of principal ma'am, teachers, faculty. My class teacher sitting right in front of me. My teacher is right here. And मैं जो भी हिंदी शुद्ध हिंदी बोल पाया हूँ, thanks to Tulsi ma'am for that. Do believe me, you are in the most prestigious institution that is there in Bangalore. Utilize it to the maximum front possible. Okay? Before I introduce you to Indian Maritime Heritage, I will play a small video so that you can understand what is Indian Navy and what is Maritime Heritage mean. Okay?
coastlines and island territories of our nation. Who ensures that our trade at sea flows unhindered? Who secures the seas so that our lives throb and succeed on land? Who renders help at sea when nature unleashes its fury? Who watches over the deep blue to ensure a peaceful sleep for 1.25 billion Indians? A force that is hard to perform, equipped to dominate, inspired to hold sway by might and unparalleled courage. A force that is defined by the ethos of duty, honor, courage. Is a mighty manifestation of India's maritime power. It takes on the evolving, multi-dimensional battle environment of today's naval warfare in both offensive and defensive operations. It confronts a number of non-traditional maritime threats like terrorism, piracy, to mobilize rapidly in calamities and conflict situations doesn't just bring hope and ensure relief for our people, it lifts the spirit of the nation and wins the world's trust. Nature of threats. The Indian Navy is constantly updating its combat abilities to transform into a modern, agile, mobile, and technology-driven force. From concept to combat, the Indian Navy is steeped in the spirit of Make in India. It has indigenously developed aircraft carrier, high-tech submarines, anti-submarine warfare corvette, water jet fast attack crafts, and the nation's first indigenous floating dock. India's maritime forces are prepared for range and mobility to fulfill their responsibilities in the extended security horizon beyond their own shores. To tackle the full spectrum of challenges, from terrorism to strategic, in a technology-driven environment, the naval officers and brave seamen are trained, imbibing in them the high ideals of loyalty, valor, and patriotism. A regiment that provokes them to venture beyond the ordinary, test the limits of their endurance, and helps them develop nerves of steel. Vanguard of India's foreign policy objectives. The Navy reaches out to forge partnerships with some of the best maritime powers of the world. The Indian Navy joins forces with friendly nations from around the world to celebrate their moments of glory. Adventure, seeking thrills and reaching for victory, the Indian Navy leads the way. On the 10th of September 2017, 6 brave hearts from the Indian Navy set sail to create history, battling rough seas to circumnavigate the globe as part of the Navika Sagar Parikrama. Indian naval team stood on top of the world. They summited Mount Everest and planted the ceremonial ice axe as part of the Sagar Tan se Sagar Matha adventure. The participation of naval personnel at national and international sporting events has also brought laurels and has been vital for developing leadership skills and esprit de corps. The immortal sacrifices of our gallant seamen become legends in naval chronicles, and their families are honored with grief-laden pride. At all times, steady on course to build all-round deterrence against any maritime threat. To decisively win in case of war, and to shape the global maritime environment in favor of our nation. Tech-savvy, trained, the Indian Navy, assertive, alert, and awake for India. Combat ready to deter and defeat any misadventure. Whatever it takes, and wherever it takes them.
My dear students, now we've got a brief history what does Indian Navy does, what we do for India, and what we do for regular civilians. When I say civilians, for me, when I was here in this school, I was a civilian. Now I'm a uniformed personnel. For me, all of you are civilians. Right from principal ma'am to the youngest student here is a civilian. So let me touch upon a few words about maritime heritage of this nation. When I say this nation, I am talking about India. Okay? It is important for all of us to realize that maritime identity of a nation is integral to our national security. With seas on three sides, mountains on the top, we are guarded by ocean and the Himalayas. Now, who can tell me how many neighbors are there to India when it comes to land borders? 7 land borders. Who can get it right? Please raise your hand. You are students of 9th and 10th, am I correct? Well, you guys don't know how many borders, how many neighboring countries are there for India? Land borders. Tell me. Very good. There are only 6 countries when it comes to land borders. Sri Lanka, what you consider as a neighboring country, is not connected by land to India. Now, can you tell me how many countries do we share our sea borders? Or how many countries are there which belong to our sea borders or our sea interactions, our sea neighbors? Anyone? Raise hand. यार हमारे क्लास में ना पहले जब मैं स्कूल में था, ladies and girls used to be very smart. Seems like the guys are smart nowadays, huh? No hands from the girls' side. Tell me. Are you sure? यार इंडिया को भी तूने तोड़ दिया. Andaman and Nicobar is integral part of India. Okay, not a neighboring country, part of India. You guys will be surprised if I say we have 38 neighboring countries who share our interest in Indian Ocean. Right from South Africa, Madagascar, Seychelles, Maldives, Sudan, Somalia, Kenya, Tanzania, Iran. Can you name the list? Going on the side, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia. There are 38 countries which belong to our interest of Indian Ocean. Now you can understand as to how important Indian Navy and sea borders are. Our geography, our economy, our position, interactions into the global world, our nation development and security, all are connected to the maritime domain, which is essentially the part of the Indian Ocean. We have to be proud of being an Indian because India is the only nation based on which a complete ocean is named, Indian Ocean. There is no other country in the world based on whose name an ocean is named. You all are part of a proud nation. Feel proud about yourself and being an Indian and born into this motherland. India has always believed in sea trading. Towards building prosperity, friendship, they've always depended on sea. For centuries, traders, seafarers from our coastal regions have interacted with maritime communities of Indian Ocean region. Ancient Indian literature also points to the fact that as far back as the era of Indus Valley Civilization. I hope all of you understand my Indus Valley Civilization. पढ़ा है ना उसके बारे में? अभी मैप देके याद रखो कि इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन था कहाँ, ठीक है? हाँ? चलो जोर से बोलो यार, मैं जोर से बोल रहा हूँ, ऐसा बोलना चाहिए. If you want to speak, speak out loud. Else only I speak. Am I clear? Good. Can you name? This is Indus Valley Civilization. Can you name one of the first emperors or the first kingdom who ventured into maritime domain or into seas? Indian civilization or Indian emperor or Indian kingdom? Anyone? Very good. You should be the only smart kid in the whole school now. Good job. Aptly said. Mauryan Empire, Chandragupta Maurya was the first. Cholas, the Lothals, Kalinga Kingdom. These were the main kingdoms initially who started maritime ventures into the ocean and brought lot of trade into India. You can still see their historical remains in Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore. You guys can see. If you guys do not understand anything, please stop me at that and you can ask me whatever you feel like. Okay? So you can still see the remains and lot of historical proofs that Indian Empire was extended up to Malaysia, Indonesia and everywhere. However, the medieval period from 1200 CE to 1900 CE was age of sea blindness. We call it sea blindness. Why do we call it sea blindness? Nobody wants to take a chance. I'm not going to cut your marks. I don't even see your name tally, so I won't remember your name. Why do we call it sea blindness? The period 1200 CE to 1900 CE.
Because no sailing was done at that time.
Partially correct. Try one more.
No sea route, they were not running sea route.
Partially correct again. However, everybody else want to try? Anyhow, look into our history. From 1200 we forgot how to sail out to sea. We were focused only inside the land. What happened then? Vasco da Gama reached Indian coast. Portuguese reached. The Dutch reached. The British, the French. Then what happened? We lost our freedom. We were ruled by somebody else because we turned a blind eye to our oceans. Everyone who have ruled India for the longest duration have succeeded only because they have come through sea. notwithstanding the age, notwithstanding the India's age of sea blindness, Indian shipbuilding was glorious and improved. The skill of Wadia shipbuilders who used the Malabar teakwood. What is Malabar teakwood? Where is Malabar? Region बताओ Malabar. Please raise your hand. I repeat again. Raise your hand and then tell me. Where is Malabar region? Go. Last one, louder. The last one, can you hear what he's saying? Louder. She should hear. Last one. Malabar coast is in the Bay of Bengal. Wrong. Anybody else? कहाँ से कहाँ तक रेलवे में? रेलवे तो गुजरात से होता है. Partially correct. I will definitely give it to you. Can you please pass it on to it? Malabar team. Silence everyone. If anybody wants to talk, they will speak only to me, not among yourself. The Malabar teakwood is a special kind of wood which is used for shipbuilding because of its property of floating and being the weight which it carries. It is very, very strong. So Wadia shipbuilders used it to build HMS Trincomalee in 1817. This had 46 guns. And I say guns, everybody has seen a huge cannon. Those were called the guns. I shown you the picture, there are 46 guns. This was built in 1817 in India under the guidance of British rulers, yes, but the technology was learned in India as to how to build ships. This is where we started. This ship is presently still kept as a monument and the only floating wooden vessel available in the world. So my dear students, it is of great significance that our country is blessed with more than 7,500 kilometer long coastline. When I say 7,500 kilometer long, it is not just the main part, it's the Lakshadweep Islands as well as the Andaman and the Nicobar Islands. We have 7,500 kilometer long border coastline. And our exclusive economic zone. What do you understand by exclusive economic zone? Anybody understands what is exclusive economic zone? Tell me. You should be very, very loud. The last girl should listen.
For trading routes.
Partially correct. Trading routes are open to all, but you can give it another shot. Economic zone. क्या समझ में आता है? What do you understand by that?
Import and export.
Partially correct. I'll give it to you. When we say exclusive economic zone, only Indians are allowed to exploit the minerals and the resources in this particular region. For our economy, we can utilize this particular region. Every country has their own exclusive economic zone. So India's is as shown. Yes, sir. Now, you should hear. Sorry? Islands. You want to know what is islands? Who can answer me what is islands? Islands. Island economic trading zones. Those are islands. We call it islands. So any islands which are used for economic trading, they've got a new, especially the Port Blair. Port Blair is the capital of Andaman and Nicobar. So Andaman and Nicobar region falls in a part of islands, like he was asking. It is Indian economic trade zones where we utilize that place for trading. When we sail out from Indian main coast, Andaman and Nicobar Island is approximately around 800 nautical miles. When I say 800 nautical miles, it's approximately around 1,600 kilometers away from Indian mainland. For a ship to do trading, we can use it as a ground space to store few things and then send it across to various nations like Indonesia, Myanmar, Singapore, and these kind of things. That is why the place called islands. Right? Not necessarily storage also, it helps in the economy. We save on fuel and storage. We will learn it subsequently. Okay? Our international trade is largely dependent on the medium of seas. Over 70% by value and 90% by volume of our foreign trade is seaborne. Whatever you here import and export is around 70% by value and 90% is by sea routes. It's never by air or never by. Am I audible? Your last person? So 90% of the trading is by the sea routes. It is never by air or by land. And another 11% of our trading or economy is dependent on offshore oil drills. What do you understand by offshore oil drills? हाथ ऊपर, उसके बाद आंसर. Anyone offshore oil drills? Louder, she should hear. Correct. Rightly said. Rightly said. Offshore oil drills are the oil and minerals extracted from the ocean. The oil is not only extracted from land, even the ocean has a seabed. मतलब नीचे land है, ocean के नीचे. So you can take out and extract oil from there. 11% of our oils are extracted from offshore seabed, which are in exclusive economic zone of India. So when it comes to skill development and our fishing communities, you can see that we share a very long coastline. Lakshadweep, right from Kutch in Gujarat to West Bengal or Bengal, and Lakshadweep Islands and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. We have got a very huge fishing community. We export more than 90% of our fish. What the fishermen catch, 90% of the fishes caught are exported. These are main resources and income for Indian economy as well. Let me share some thoughts on the aspect of skill development and its relevance to maritime sector. As India marches ahead on the path of economic resurgence, the country's ability to fulfill the demands for skilled human resources will be a crucial factor in sustaining economic growth rate and social progress. The demographic dividend that our country will experience would be an advantage only if we are successfully suitable for job creation. To that end, the maritime sector offers a very interesting and varied possible growth aspects such as port development. India lacks in the development of ports. How many of you or any one of you can you name 3 ports of India? Very good. He has named 3 ports of India all in the. Huh? You have seen already. You change your seat. Huh? So good. So development of port is one of the most important development what we can do for building our economy. Shipbuilding, as I earlier said, in 1917 we learned the trade and trick of shipbuilding, and now with the technologies moving ahead, we have various shipbuilders in India, in Kolkata, in Kochi, Goa, Mumbai, Visakhapatnam, various ports and various shipbuilders who are building vessels for India and maritime economy of India. How many of you have heard of Andaman and Nicobar and for what? Not audible? Am I audible or not? Why have you heard Andaman and Nicobar Islands? You want to say something? Stand up, tell me. Very correct. Like the 19 mentioned, Andaman and Nicobar, 90% of the time depends on tourist attractions for tourism. There are a lot of coral reefs, because of which India creates a lot of income as well. These are the few technologies and developments which we work on. Indian economy can improve. Girls, if you want to talk, you can talk to me. Okay? Am I not interesting to talk? Huh? You are good. For a maritime nation like India, having a strong navy is of a very high importance. Like I had mentioned, there are 38 countries who are in the same region and are sea neighbors. I wouldn't say neighbors, they are our sea neighbors. Safeguarding our national interest becomes a prime force at our sea, where we cover a coastline of 7,500 kilometers, for which they have about 140 ships and submarines. This is upgraded now to 148 ships and submarines, over 235 aircrafts. Can you tell me what is so special about Indian Navy? You have seen the video, you have heard so far. What is so different and special?
Sir, they protect us from our enemies, they attack from overseas, and they also stop the crime like kidnap, and they stop the trading of bad items.
Correct? Correct? Anybody else? It's not just one. Louder. Fearless to Army bhi hai, Air Force bhi hai. What is the difference? What is the special only thing that is there in the Indian Navy?
ಇಲ್ಲೊಟ್ಟಿಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಕಡೆ
No issues, no. Anybody from this side? I've not got any answers from here. No one. Indian Navy is the only branch of Indian Armed Forces who guard the surfaces by using the ships, the submarines which goes underwater and stealth, and we have got naval aviation which we protect using aircrafts at air. We do the duties of Indian Air Force at sea, Indian Army at sea, and also a submarine and a marine commando underwater. We are the only forces which operate in all three prospects of on the surface, on land, under the surface. The Indian nationals, when I say Indian nationals, all of you are born in India, are Indian nationals. You all can join Navy either as a sailor or as an officer. When I say sailor, it is similar to Jawans or soldier in Indian Army. But I will be concentrating only on being an officer. Okay? Are you guys aware that officers are posted in all the three armed forces, Army, Navy and Air Force, as commissioned officer, and we are commissioned by none other than the President of India. That's what makes us an officer. The sailors or Jawans are not commissioned by President of India. We are the gazetted officers of Indian Union. The officers are the backbone of the services and its organization, and only the very best among you can become officers. it is not possible for anyone and everyone to become officers, but you can train yourself right from this age. When I am saying officers, officer is not a male person only. Officers are ladies as well. That's why we use the word officer. We do not say gentleman officer or lady officer. We say officer. Okay, you guys also can become officers. There are varied opportunities which I will be covering subsequently. The Indian Navy, as you all would be aware by now, that we work at sea or at the coastline. Yes, but our head office or our Ministry of Defence, which we come under, the headquarters is based at New Delhi, where our Supreme Commander, President of India, then Chief of Naval Staff. There are 3 commands in Indian Navy. One at Mumbai, which is the Western Command. One at Vizag, which is the Eastern Command. One at Kochi, which is the Southern Command. The main fighting arm of Indian Navy is based at Mumbai as Western Naval Command, Visakhapatnam as Eastern Naval Command. These 2 are the main fighting arm of our Indian Navy. The Indian Navy is a highly professional force, and that has been continuously strengthening itself as a formidable, multi-dimensional and network force. This requires Navy to pay very, very crucial attention for its training and skill building, for which the command at Kochi, Southern Naval Command, is responsible. We have various training institutions which are run by Navy for training our professionals, including sailors as well as officers. The blue stars marked on the Indian map are the various training institutions, and the red indicates the command, that is Kochi. So I just cover few institutions which are part of Indian Navy for training. We have Electrical Engineering College and Training Institute at Jamnagar, Gujarat, where electrical engineers are trained who will be subsequently serving on board ships or get into shipbuilding. Similarly, we have got Mechanical Engineering and Marine Engineering College. Mechanical Engineering and Marine Engineering College at Lonavala, Maharashtra. We have got Logistics College called INS Amla in Mumbai. We have the most prestigious Naval War College, which is based at Goa. You should always remember, Navy is a fighting force. So, strategy, war, these are the most crucial things that we need to learn. We have a prestigious college at Goa who trains us as to what are the different strategies and how to face them. We have got Indian Naval Academy, where our ab intro training is undertaken. A general student, a boy, a man, or a woman or a girl, transforms into Indian Naval officer at this institution called Indian Naval Academy at Kannur. We have various executive colleges and for training executive officers at Kochi. The submarine training school at Visakhapatnam, where all the submariners, when I say submariners, the officers and men who are posted in a submarine to guard our nation, they are trained there. Finally, we have a school for sailors, where we train sailors for their professional front and basic front at Chilka, which is in Chilka. Very good. The Navy is divided to, the Navy has a vital roles to play. These are military usually, which means all levels of war fighting, diplomatic, which means when I say diplomatic, means keeping constant touch with many nations. Like earlier I had mentioned, there are 38 nations which are part of our interest, but also various other nations like United States of America, Australia, France. We do keep in touch with them for maintaining the diplomatic relations. Also, Indian Navy is very important. And constabulary, which means helping the government maintain law and order, is also our primary duties. The Navy is divided into various branches. First among them is an executive branch. And executive branch is the branch which is a fighting branch. It shoulders the responsibility of fighting and war. Then comes a marine engineering branch, who is responsible for maintaining the machineries on board ships or designing the machineries on board ships. If the ships have to move, you need machineries, correct? Sitting here at the ventilated place, you are very comfortable. Now imagine sitting in a closed environment with metal throughout. You need ventilation. How do you get ventilation? You need machineries. So these all are marine machineries because we are at sea. We do not have land. We are away at 800 kilometers, 900 kilometers into ocean. Till wherever your eyes can see, all you see is water, and that too salt water. So we need machineries to survive. So there is a marine engineering branch for it. This is the branch where I come from. I am a marine engineer. There is electrical engineering branch. There is an electrical engineering branch wherein weapons do not fire on its own. Correct? Right now the electricity comes and the fan is turning. Where does electricity come from in land? Batao yaar, somebody. Where does it? I don't want anyone answer from here. Tell me. Louder. Water. How? What? Very correct. So hydroelectric is one of the types of power generation. Now you tell me, how do you generate electricity at sea?
Solar energy.
Partially correct, but I will get back to you later. Flow of water for hydroelectric power. When you are at sea, how will you flow the water? When you are at sea, the water doesn't flow. So you cannot generate electricity. So we have got diesel generators. If you guys want to speak, please speak to me. Else, when you are at sea, you generate electricity using diesel generators. The diesel generators are the ones which are used for generating electricity, and this electricity is used for running various machinery. As an electrical engineer, they are responsible for maintaining the machineries which are run using electricity. Where if I press a button, the missile launches. You have seen the video where the missiles launch, guns fire. How does it go? There's an electric engineer who is working in the background, who is ensuring that the cables, the circuit, the program is all made and given till the weapon system that on a press of a button, you can track the target and you can fire a missile. There is also an education branch. Now I mentioned about a lot of schools which Indian Navy is running. Who ensures the training? So we have got our own teachers and own people as officers who are trained and who are instructors, who will ensure that the training is passed down to the next level and the upcoming officers. To ensure the health and wellness of our men and women, there is medical branch in Indian Navy. We have our own hospitals, the most high-tech hospitals and high-tech facilities that are available in India are available at Armed Forces hospitals across the nation. I'll just cover the few sub-branches of executive branch. When it comes to executive branch, at the early days of their specializations, one or many professional fields can be chosen, like gunnery and missile warfare, navigation and aircraft direction, anti-submarine warfare, communication and electronic warfare. Also, under the executive branch, there are branches which come under aviation, submarine, marine commandos, hydro-oceanography. We do cover, we have our own lawyers, we have our own laws, we have lawyers, we have logistics to ensure the missiles, the arms, ammunition reaches at the place when required at the right time. Not just arms and ammunition. We also need to eat, we are not superhumans. So we need food also to be sent to the right place at the right time. So the logistic branch plays a very, very crucial role in that. We have got air traffic controllers, we have got naval armament inspection to ensure that our arms and the missiles which are available with us are technologically advanced and operational at any given point of time. We have a latest addition, that is information technology branch, as this era is called cyber warfare era or information technology warfare era. We have a big field called technical field. The first one what I covered was executive. The technical branch is very wide and varied. There is marine engineering branch, electrical engineering, aeronautical engineering and naval architecture. For ensuring continued growth, we have got schools, various schools and various training. Being in armed forces ensures that your learning never stops. You will be sent into various courses, various advancement depending on your interests. If you feel that you want to technically grow, you can go for professional colleges like IIT or NITs, which is sponsored by Indian Navy, and you can do your field of interest as a MTech or MS. Similarly, maybe war studies, oceanography studies, various fields are always open to you. Naval Education Branch plays a very crucial role in ensuring transformation of officers into professional fighting force. Being officer is the traits and tributes that you learn at Indian Naval Academy. But for you to become professionally sound and competent, so that you ensure and you operate the high-tech machineries that are available, the education branch plays a very, very crucial role. These are the various branches in which, as a naval education officer, you can get into and you can train officers who are coming out. Like earlier mentioned, navigation direction, anti-submarine, gunnery, communication, oceanography, meteorology, various other education branches are there. The Navy is forever evolving, constantly adding its power punch by acquiring various platforms. Which is a aircraft carrier that is available in India? No. Which is the aircraft carrier that is available in India? People read newspaper, correct? You guys don't read headlines in the morning in school. Do you read it or no? हमारे टाइम में होता था यार. Huh? So, INS Vikramaditya. Have you heard the name? This is the aircraft carrier which is available with Indian Navy. It can carry over 40 fighting aircrafts. It can move in and destroy any enemy targets at the range or radius of 2,000 to 4,000 kilometers. The range of other modern warships include destroyers. Can anyone name any one of the ships? Any destroyers? No. There is INS Kochi, Rajput and Rana. These are the three destroyers which are there in the Indian Navy presently. The total number of destroyers are 12, but these are the class of ships. We have frigates. These are the various types of warships which are available throughout Indian Navy. First comes aircraft carriers, then the destroyers, then is the frigates, then the front line, first and front line warships like missile corvettes and patrol ships. These are very, very important for the first line defense. We could not take directly a Vikramaditya into fight into the center of the war. How many of you play chess? Good. You tell me. Which is the last pawn you usually move? Whom do you safeguard at chess? Louder. Elephant you safeguard, elephant. Whom do you safeguard in chess? King. Similarly, INS Vikramaditya is like the king. These are the other pawns. These are the other fighting forces. We take these ones out, the king stays back and fights because the range and the reach available with aircraft carriers are much longer when compared to the other ships. We have MiG-29s. When it comes to aviation arm, Indian Navy also has MiG-29s as fighter jets who can carry BrahMos. BrahMos, have everyone heard? Name BrahMos. Good. So good. We have got Hawk trainer aircraft. We have got a surveillance aircraft P-8I. It is there for ensuring surveillance of our Indian waters and land. It has the most advanced machineries with various reconnaissance and data processing technology that is available. It won't be visible to the naked eye. The technology I am talking about, the vessel and the aircraft is definitely visible, but the technology is the most advanced one. We have got various other choppers or the helicopters which we say. Now can you imagine landing an helicopter in land? Land में helicopter land करना, you can think of it, right? You know there's a huge edge, less symbol, then you have to come and land on it. Now imagine a helicopter landing on board a ship. Now the ship is not a stationary platform, it is moving. What happens next sea? There are waves, right? Sea में waves होता है. The ship is moving left to right, up to down, both ways. Now imagine landing a helicopter on that platform which is not stable. That is the kind of professional training and expertise that is required being in the Indian Navy. What is this? Very rightly said. Ghazi attack?
Yes, sir.
देखिए इंग्लिश मूवी भी देखते हो ओनली हिंदी? Crimson Tide. Have you heard of Crimson Tide? I heard yes, sir. Crimson Tide. No. Reading books. Anybody has the habit of reading books? Please start cultivating that habit at this age. Believe you me, even I was among you guys. I used to only play sports. I used to never read books. And now I realize that I should have started reading books at this age, at your age, where you're sitting. Pick up one book. I wouldn't say one book in a month. Pick up one book for 6 months. In your academic career, read 2 books. When I say books, I am not talking about your academic books. Please walk into library and pick up books and read one book. It can be any novel. It can be Nancy Drew or Hardy Boys. It can be anything. But pick up a book, read a book once in 6 months. Cultivate the habit of reading. We have got our own nuclear-powered submarine which can stay underwater up to 120 days, which is called INS Aryan. What is INS Aryan? And why is it restricted to 120 days? Can anybody tell me? Why is the endurance of submarine restricted to 120 days? Why not more? Can anyone tell me? It's very, very simple.
It doesn't
powered. It is a nuclear powered, it is not diesel powered that the fuel khatam ho jaye. Fuel will always be there. It's nuclear. We convert H2O to O2 using machinery. When we are submerged in ocean, where do we get oxygen from? There is abundance. There is H2O and use it. Rightly said. हमारा खाना खत्म हो जाता है. We cannot carry more food than 120 days. People have heard of khichdi. You know what is dal chawal? Anna saru. This is what we survive for 20 days in the end. When we do not have any other food. And when I'm saying 20 days, imagine eating anna saru or dal khichdi right from morning till night. Life at sea is very, very interesting. Every day is a new day. Believe you me, tell me which is the most beautiful sunrise and sunset you ever seen. Where have you seen? I don't want anything from your voice. If you guys are not interested, you can please be outside. And I'm telling you, if you're not interested, you can be outside. I am not here to waste my time. Am I clear? Tell me. Okay, tell me, it's audible.
Kanyakumari.
Kanyakumari, very good. Who else? Where have you seen? Your own experience. You might have seen it in your house terrace, house balcony. Can be anywhere. Nobody is telling you that there is no competition here. I'll tell you my experience. What did you come here?
ಬೇಡ ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ
Tell me where have you seen the best sunrise? Audible? Now when I tell you that the best sunrise, the best sunset, the best night sky is at ocean, is what I have seen. I've seen it in mountains, I've seen it in ice-capped mountains, I've seen it in lakes, I've seen it at the sea, at the coastline. I've seen even being scuba dive underwater. Believe you me, the best sunrise or the best sunset or the best night sky you can see and experience is at sea. Moreover, because there is no pollution, there is no clouds, you've got a most beautiful blue sky which you'll ever see. The life at sea is very interesting. Here in this photographs, you can see that there's a commanding officer who is of an executive branch who is commanding the ship. He is whole and sole responsible for the ship. You can see various other officers assisting him in जो गाड़ी चलाते हो गाड़ी चलाने में सही है बट ये गाड़ी जो है 200 मीटर लंबा है और 30 मीटर चौड़ा 20 मीटर वाइड एंड 200 मीटर लॉन्ग Now imagine driving that at sea. That is why we have various officers guide where the ship has to go, how it is supposed to go. board a ship. Can you imagine playing any of these sports? We do play. We play volleyball. I'll show you how. We tie the ball to a small net with a long cable and we tie it to the net. Now we खेलो volleyball, ball तो वापस आएगा ही. Where will the ball go? You hit it outside the sea. You can pull it back. We play volleyball. We have to maintain our fitness. When we are at sea for more than a month or two, we cannot afford to grow a big belly and not run tomorrow. We are a fighting force. We need to be fit. So we do keep our fitness even at sea. It is not कि यार 3 महीना sea में कुछ भी नहीं किया. We have our inbuilt gyms. We have all the recreational facilities possible. People have heard of PS4, Xbox. हम भी खेलते हैं. We are also human. We also need recreation. But this is only after doing our primary duties. Only during the play hours is when we play. Working hours or the studying hours is dedicated for studying or playing. Johnny Atal boy, you get the forgot that? Huh? Boring yoga. Or study not late, next Atal boy. Boring it. Study is not interesting. If you don't study, then you will get boring. So you can see the smiles among the naval men. Because we do not only study and play, we do play, study, work. We have our own fun. That is the reason you can see smiles among all of them there. Naval Aviation Branch. Naval Aviation Branch is the most active branch wherein I am already to learn. It's a mic, I'm also not a mic. What have they done? They have sacrificed their time, their resources, their personal time to teach each one of you and me, by which I am serving the nation. The credit goes to the teachers of you guys sitting here have to remember, no teacher is teaching or you guys think that you are better than the teacher. They have seen more than 10,000 kids. They know each and every one by name and by the way you function. Back when I was here 18 years ago, I didn't understand. Maybe I thought like you. I read the textbook before the teacher could teach and came and answered in class, trying to be smart to the teacher, saying I know already before you can teach. But the teacher will still teach because she's not concerned about me, she's concerned about every single person sitting there. So always remember, learn from your teachers. It is not gaining them anything, it is only they are helping you grow and become a better human being and serve your nation or your purpose in life. I will cover various entries which are there in Indian Navy and which are the various ways how you can enroll into Indian Navy right from your 12th standard onwards. This is the eligibility criteria as flashed. From 16.5 years to 19 years of age. आप लोग का उम्र क्या होगा? 15-16 है ना आसपास. So when you clear your 12 or second PU, you would be at the age of what? 17, 18. You can join NDA, National Defence Academy. It is started for women cadets as well. So there is nothing that you cannot join. Even the ladies or the girls from the school can join. There is a written exam which is through UPSC, which you have to give, prepare for it, give the exam, followed by an interview. Then if you are selected, you will be joining National Defence Academy. When you join National Defence Academy, it is like joining your engineering college. But with lot of excitement. What all do you learn in a Naval Academy or a National Defence Academy? I have learned horse riding. I have learned how to swim. I have learned how to jump from a 10-meter board. I have learned how to shoot a rifle, a AK-47, a pistol. I have known how to pitch a tent. I know how to survive in a forest for more than 8 days without a map. I can run for 8 kilometers of stretch within 48 minutes. These are the things I have been trained. These are the things apart from what? As being a mechanical engineer. Most of you want to be what? Engineers? What do you want to be? Tell me. Techie. What is a techie? Without an engineer, you cannot become a techie. And I ask you, are you want to be an engineer? BTech. That is an engineer. Anybody apart from engineers who want to be here? Anything else apart from engineering anybody wants to do? Louder. Cricketer. Good. Anything else? Sports. Anything else? Very good. Louder. Chartered accountant. Very good. Anything else? You choose the branch or a field. Navy has all the opportunities for them. Let it be a lawyer, a finance, in charge. You can handle logistics. When I say logistics in Navy, you can procure a ship. A Vikramaditya costs you 75,000 crores. You will be processing finances of more than 75,000 crores. Let it be finance, let it be doctor, let it be engineer. You have got every field wherein you can join Navy and do your thing. There are two different entries, that is your NDA entry and IIT entry. Post have joined the armed forces post doing mechanical engineering from a civil institution, not a defense institution. For such entry, there is 90 to 24 direct entry scheme. You can enroll yourself to be a pilot, an engineer, a logistic officer, a law graduate, or a medical officer. There are various cadres which are available. If you want to be an architecture, you can learn architecture, you can get into shipbuilding. Building को सारे बनाते हैं, ship को अच्छी तरह बनाते हैं. You can find civil engineers everywhere. Can they build a ship? Being a naval architect is a different field altogether.
ಹೌದಾ?
There is education, air traffic control. What do you understand by air traffic control? People have flown in aircraft, all of you. Have all of you flown in an aircraft sometime in your life? No. Do you ever wonder, aircraft ऊपर जा रहा
Light
है,
ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
in air, there are a lot of aircraft flying. Why do not they crash to each other?
ಬೇಡ ಬೇಡ ನಿಲ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೈಟ್
Radar. The radars are there, yes. Radars will tell you where it is. But which height? So for that is air traffic controllers. Air traffic controllers are the one who will direct each aircraft to fly where and how. Should you fly at 5,000 feet, 10,000 feet, 11,000, 12,000? They are the ones who are responsible for safety of so many men and women flying across the globe. That will be your profile if you join as an air traffic controller. For a person like sports, like you said, Indian Navy, the officers of Indian Navy, like in the video mentioned, have represented India at Olympics, at various other fields, including dance, at World Dance Championship. Indian Naval and Army men have participated in World Dance Championships as well. There is not a single field in which, if you are interested and if you want to excel, Navy is the way of life for you guys. When I joined Navy, I wasn't aware. But after joining me, the experiences what I have gained and the learnings what I have earned from the Indian Navy cannot be earned or gained even with $1 million rupee. It is impossible for you to gain that experience with any amount of money you have. The money can buy you experiences, few of them, but not all of them. These are to be earned. These experiences will take you long way and make not just your parents and teachers proud, but your whole nation proud. This is the only and the best way to give back to your motherland and to feel proud walking back home. I would request Principal Ma'am to accept a small token of gift from me to my alma mater. Please have a seat. I wish New Public School, its faculty, students and all the supporting staff all the very best in its endeavors. May the school go from strength to strength and always remain as one of the best schools of Bangalore and our country. I would be more than happy to be of any assistance to any of the students, teachers or the faculty here to share my experience and my knowledge what I've gained. Jai Hind.